bass family, and welcome to Everything Bass. Man, I was just playing something I've been working on, and I'm doing a cover of a song, and that's not what the bass player part's. In fact, that's not any part. I'm just trying to look at. I like to do these things called bass only arrangements, BOA. And I take a song that means something to me, and I listen to the keyboards, the guitar, percussion, and everything, and I try to see, is there a way, using just basses and maybe a drum machine, that I can actually recreate and capture or at least maybe enhance a different emotion from that song. And so I'm working on this song, and as I've been working on it, I thought you guys might like to see my process. Plus, it's actually in a response to a 60 cycle hum bass feedback. One of your family members reached out to me and said, hey, it would really help my tapping if you could tell me why you choose the notes you do. Why do you use those notes? Well, what's that process? And that's a brilliant question, and it's a question I had starting off, and that was the benefit of me learning sight reading, harmony and theory, ear training, was I actually was able to figure out like parts on my own, create music, picking the notes that would best outline the chordal harmony I wanted, or create melodies that I wanted. So enough of the preamble, let's get to it. So the first chord in the song, the first four measures, the chord is a D2 chord. So it's a D major chord with the 2 involved. Now that's actually, you can hear it on the piano track, the piano player plays an E over the D major chord, but only a whole step away from the tonic. A lot of people will play the 9 up on top, like a D major add 9, where they take that 2 and they put it up an octave. But in this case, the voicing of the chord is a D2 chord. So I was looking at that saying, okay, what can I do? And there's a lot of other things. There is a certain kind of like fluid motion to the arrangement, and I want to try to catch that. So the first thing I do is I play the root, and I play the 5th. So I play D and A, D on the 10th fret, A on the 12th fret, and I slide up. So I'm going from the A to the B, so I'm getting the major 6. And I just tap the octave. All right, this is the 2, but I put it up in the 9 position. So there's my E right there. Slide up to the major 3rd, and I tap the A octave there. So there's the 5 on top. So that section for a D2 chord, okay, so it gets that feeling I wanted, that escalated legato where everything's kind of stacking up. It's this kind of cascade upwards of notes that sustain into each other, and so that's why I chose those. I also like just the geometrics of it. I like how it looks, and it kind of has this feel I was going for. So that's cool. Now I wanted to keep that. I wanted to keep that essence, that melodic phrasing, if you will, for when the chord goes to an A major over C sharp. So you have an A major triad, but the piano puts a C sharp and the guitar player puts a C sharp in the bass. So they basically take the major 3rd of the A major chord and make that in the base of the chord. So right away I knew I was going to go from this D, from the first 4 measures, down to C sharp. And in this case, so this is kind of this is helpful maybe. So we have an A major triad with a C sharp in the bass. I'm addressing the C sharp, but the first note I want to tap here is the tonic of the A major. So I get that. Now in this case, I slide up to the 2, the B. I play the C sharp there. So I put it back into as the 3rd of the A major. There's the E again. Slide up to the F sharp. And now this is the only thing, technically it's a little tricky. I wanted to end on that A again. So I have to step back. So that sounds like this. You see, and I kind of flubbed that. I like that. Now let's put that into the whole phrase. So you can hear it going from the D2 for 4 measures, then 2 measures of the A over C sharp. So starting with the beginning, I'm going to play as slow as I can, so hopefully you guys can follow along. And again. Now here's the C sharp. Now this leads us to the last 2 measures. It's an 8-bar phrase. The last two measures, the chord's an F sharp minor 9 chord. So I'm here on the C sharp. What's great for the tapping aspect is that here's my F sharp right there. And I'm trying to use common tones. So you notice like in the first phrase over the D2, I'm going D and then A. Then I go C sharp, A. So I wanted to keep that. I wanted to make that A the common tone for all the chords as the second note I play. So here's the F sharp, A, which is the minor third. And it's an F sharp minor chord. That's perfect. Go up to the 4. Here's the perfect 5th. Go to the E, slide up. Go up to a B this time, but resolve down to the A. And that sounds like slowly. And I kind of delay that last note. Hold on the B, get some tension, and release it to the A. Let me play that part, just the F sharp minor 9, over again. Okay. So let me put the whole shebang together so you can hear how it goes. I love doing this, and all props to the guy who got me started, which was Stuart Ham. I was fortunate enough to take some private lessons with Stuart Ham in the very late 80s. And one of the things he would have me do is, and it wasn't just for tapping, he was trying to develop my ear, and I really appreciate the attention he put on developing my ear. So he would say, hey, find a TV theme song, find something short, and recreate it on the bass as best you can. Try to catch elements of the bass line, the chords, the melody all at the same time. And I remember, I mean, I don't even remember how to play it, but the first thing I did was Hogan's Heroes, which is an old TV series, and I like the melody and everything, so I worked on that. And so Stuart Ham started me on this journey. And it just means a lot to me, especially now. At the time of recording, we're still dealing with this whole world situation. And I can't jam with other musicians as often as I like, so I can kind of scratch that itch by taking out my my digital recorder and actually doing these bass-only arrangements. So when I have this song finished, I will show it to you. It's got I think it's got some cool tapping and slapping elements, but the slap is a very chordal kind of, I don't want to give away. Anyway, so there you have it, a new way possibly to tap, but more importantly, showing you why I chose the notes I did, and why did I always go to that A, as the second note of every measure. Because sometimes picking common tones in your tapping patterns, so you see a chord here, a chord here, a chord here, and you find one note that relates to each one of them, by highlighting that, you kind of unify and make this a very, I don't know, it just seems like a very holistic progression. I think it's very pleasing to the ear. Now, of course, if you're a Patreon subscriber and you are a Backstage Pass subscriber, you definitely want to download this. Not only does it have the tapping, where you can see which fingers I'm using on which hand, or right hand, left hand. It'll, of course, have the chords listed out, so you can, on your own, go through and do an analysis of like, oh, here's the root, he's used that. If you don't know how to do that, if you don't know how to look at a bass line or melody, compare it to the chord that's over that particular section, and figure out the intervals, let me know in the comments below, and I'll do a lesson video on that. It's such an important skill as a musician, being able to analyze something musical against a chord and figure out how the notes relate. That just will open up so much to your musicality. All right, guys, I really appreciate you stopping by. Please like, share, subscribe, do all those things to help grow the channel. Join us over on our Facebook page. It's Everything Bass with Dale Titus. Just come on over. We got some really cool conversations going there. It's how I get a lot of ideas for these videos and how to make the videos better. So I'd love your input. Thank you so much, and I'll see you at the next video.